Hi everyone, welcome back to Homesteading Ways. I have been asked in this last year several times about making a sugar-free elderberry syrup. And I've never done that before. My family never had a problem with sugar, but there are quite a few people that do want something sugar-free, whether they're diabetic or just, on a certain diet, whatever. So I decided to try and find a recipe. And a few months ago, a friend and I made up a batch and it turned out wonderful. So I figured I would share it with you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. So we only need a few ingredients. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be putting 2¼ cups of water in here. Then I'm going to add to that 1 cup of dried elderberries. They're out of season now, so you can't get them fresh, but you can get them dried. And this is a really good brand. I'll leave a link to them in the description in case you want to check those out. And then to that, I'm going to add these strips of orange peel. I cut them on the outside of the orange very thin to get the least amount of pith, because the pith might make it a little too bitter. We have a cinnamon stick here and a kind of big piece of ginger. It's the last piece I had, so I figured I'd just use the whole thing. We're gonna let this, get going here and bring it up to a simmer. And once it's at a simmer, I'll be right back. Okay, it is on the verge of simmering. You can see how the elderberries have been reconstituted. The water is already a nice dark color and it's smelling divine in here. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to add your non-sweetener, your fake sweetener, whatever you call it. I'm using 3/4 of a cup of Splenda, the generic Splenda. Now I would say start at 1/2 cup, and then if you don't like that or you don't think it's enough, you can always add more. Because I did make this before, I found that the 3/4 spot was good for us. But once you've added it in, you're going to let this simmer for another 5-10 minutes or so. And if you don't remember the measurements or anything, no worries. It'll be in the description box. And also, the orange peels and the spices are optional. You do not have to have those. I added them for flavor, and also because when we tend to take elderberry syrup, it's fall or winter, and those spices help to heat you internally. So I figured it was a good idea, but you don't have to have them if you don't have them on hand. Also, if you don't have fresh ginger, that's fine too. You can go ahead and use some dry ginger, and I'd say about 1/2 teaspoon would be enough. Okay, it is all done simmering. And we're going to strain it now into this separate pot. Now, this is the time you may want to go ahead and check the flavor of it. If it's not sweet enough for you, go ahead and stir in some more sweetener, because it will melt very easily into there and you can keep trying it out. And that's why I used the Splenda, or the generic Splenda, because it holds up really well in heat. But you go ahead and use what you want to use. And I'm going to pour this into 1/2 pint jars. I'm looking to get about 4, but we'll see what happens. Well, I got 2 1/2 pints. My math was really off. Not surprising. but it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. You can double or triple this recipe, however you want to do it. They make great gifts, especially at Christmas time. Kids will take this. It tastes fine, and it's so much less expensive than what you find in the stores or even online. And if you wanted to make a bigger batch of this and can it up, you could go right ahead and do that. I've canned it myself. Just water bath it, processing for 10 minutes, and you're good to go. Um, Otherwise, store it in the fridge and it should be good for months. Thanks for watching the video, you guys. Leave me a comment. I'm wondering if any of you have made it before, and maybe, what different ingredients did you use? It'd be great to hear. It was nice talking to you. And you take care.